we are back with 843 TV. I am with Keith McElveen, who is the CEO of Wave Sciences. And I'm really excited about what you do. I mean, we're talking a little bit off camera, but because of the science that's all involved with the auditory areas in life. So first tell me, what is your company and what are you doing with it?
Well, we work in hearing. My background is in forensic science, audio forensics specifically, coming out of the Cold War doing war crimes investigations. And over the years it became obvious that pulling one voice out of a cocktail party recording is a lot like someone who is partially deaf, has some hearing loss in one ear or both ears, trying to hear in a crowd.
You know, off camera, I also shared with him, I do have a hearing loss. So, I mean, if he can create a hearing aid that helps a condition, like we were talking about the low tones and how it is difficult for that person to hear, but it applies much to your science, what you're doing presently. So what are you doing differently that other people are not doing? I mean,
well, one of the things we're doing is moving the microphones away from the hearing aid.
okay.
Right, so working with the hearing aid that's there, or an earbud or headphones, when you move the microphones away, you can get some other advantages, like being able to turn the volume up louder without getting that embarrassing feedback squeal. We all know it from, you know, the high school auditorium with the principal standing in front of the speaker.
Right. So how do you apply this technology? Where are we going with this? Because you are in a, you know, you've been working at this for a couple of years now, and you're
actually longer than that. I've been here in Beaufort about 1.5 years.
Okay.
Right, but we started in Charleston, and that's where our government research and development is done. So we work with the military and other services for search and rescue and battlefield acoustics, that type of thing, hearing in noisy situations. And when the BDC opened, we decided to set up an office down here to kind of be the spearhead of our consumer products. You've got a good community here where we can find lots of test subjects to trial our devices on.
Sounds like I should be a test subject. So tell me, how do you apply it to the people, you know, the public, rather than being a military? How do you apply it to us? What are we doing?
Well, we've got 2 different initiatives underway. One is in a wearable garment. So you would actually have tiny microphones sewn into an undergarment. Maybe for a woman it would be a camisole, or for a man it would be a t-shirt. And the microphones would talk to your hearing aid. So they would catch the sound here and then relay it after it's been cleaned up to your ear. Then also, neither one of us have smartphones out right now, but we also do microphones in the covers, the little accessory cases you'll put on your phone or on your tablet, so that students in class that might be have some hearing loss can hear their teacher up at the whiteboard who's, you know, facing and scribbling, talking away from the person with the hearing loss.
This is great news. So how do we find you? How do they bring it into the community? How do we buy it? I mean, is it available?
Not available yet. We're still in the product concept development stage, but we've got working devices, experimental devices, and we're trying out different things and looking at how we interact with the hearing aid, the best ways to do it, Bluetooth or other ways, and then trying to set up some relationships with the hearing aid manufacturers and the consumer electronic companies, which is another reason why we're here. The head of the Digital Carter, Kevin Klingler, is from the audio industry. He ran a successful audio company out on the West Coast, sold out of that, moved to Beaufort, and now we've got someone here who's been there and done that to help advise us.
Oh, isn't that interesting? So where do you think you're going to be in 2 years from now? I mean, are we going to have it into the marketplace?
I certainly hope so.
And are we going to, I mean, I'm just excited personally because we were talking about, you know, the hearing, and that's something important for me, and to have that technology, but is it much different than what we presently have in technology? Are you bringing something new that's not there yet?
Well, the things that are out there right now are more remote microphones, say like a wireless mic that we're wearing. So you give it to the person and it relays the sound maybe to a streamer onto the hearing aid. This kind of takes that need for cooperation of the other person out of the loop, and it's less socially awkward, because if I've got the hearing loss, I'm just sitting here talking to you, and you don't even know. As small as hearing aids are getting now, we could have an hour conversation. You might not ever even realize I've got hearing loss.
Yeah, well, that's terrific. I'm excited about that news. So let's move forward a little bit more with the base camp. And now you find this has been a wonderful environment for you to come to. You work out of your office here. What do you think they've done for the community so far?
Well, it's really nice, particularly for budding entrepreneurs. You know, we had already started, but particularly for budding entrepreneurs, it takes down some of the barriers to getting started. There's lots of things when you're trying to build a business, and selling what you're doing is probably the number one thing to get revenue. But when you've got to worry about getting a phone and Wi-Fi and an office and everything else, business contacts, tax licenses, all those little things get in the way of getting revenue. So I think the BDC offers a lot there, and including the experience, the been there, done that experience. In our case, like I said, it ends up being an attractive way for us to come in without going out and renting a large space that we don't quite need yet because we're young here in Beaufort. It lets us come in, work with people who know what's going on, and get some guidance and get introduced to the community. And it's ideal for us.
Well, that's terrific. Well, it's been joyful to meet you, Keith. I wish you success in the development of your product, and I think the public wants this, so I'm on your side for that. So thank you. We will be right back with more 843 TV.